Omnisport Breakfast with MKT and Kevin McCollum on Omnisport Africa.
All right, it's Kev's Betway Bets. We're going to review up and down weekend, but I don't blame Kevin here because I would have done exactly the way Kev went. Kev, let's take it from the top here.
Okay, off the five, the first one was called off, the Everton-Liverpool game. When I had Liverpool at 1.44 to win, who would have known what had happened? That Storm looked frightening. Storm Dara looked absolutely frightening. I've actually got a good mate called Dara. It's a very Irish name, and it's very ironic that it affected Northern Ireland. People there didn't have electricity and water for days. That shows that climate change is very, very real. So climate change started off my weekend badly.
A guy from Australia flew over, spent his life savings, by the way. I'm not sure if you saw that. Guy from Australia flew from Australia to England, spent his savings, or this is how the story goes and the way it's being reported, and then the game got cancelled. He's an Everton fan.
Yeah, I did see that one of the Everton players read about it, and then got in contact with him and is taking him to training today. Look after him, and just to try and say sorry, I think it was a 13-year-old kid, actually. I think he...
Oh, really?
Maybe he was quite a youngster.
Yeah, he was young, which is why he had to spend his savings.
Yeah.
He looked very, very young. Well, yeah. I mean, listen, this is the risk you take. This is welcome to real life. Things don't always go your way. A good life lesson to learn early, I suppose.
Yeah, what is one of the Spurs press conferences, somebody suggested to Ange that these are just plastic tourist fans, plastic fans.
Yes.
And he was furious. I said, well, I grew up in Australia, and coming over here to watch a game is a dream. For a lot of people, you got to realize that. They may be tourist fans, but they're as big a fan as you are.
Yeah, it is weird, that parochial thing. Listen, the Brits have their own thing going with Brexit, and they're just being an island. You know, it's difficult to get inside their heads, but they do have a fantastic product in the Premier League. But it just shows you how committed people are to come from Australia, spend your savings to come and watch Everton. By the way, he's not coming to watch Manchester United. So that's lovely from Everton. If they're going to host the kid, I think that's a really, really nice thing.
I lied. He's not 13. He's 32, but he does look like he's 13.
Yeah, he looks young.
So he flew out with his mother. They'd flown about 30 hours in total to get to this game.
Yeah.
And then, I forget the name of the player, but he said, listen, we'll do something for you. We'll give you a jersey. We'll take you around the ground. Maybe let you kick the ball around with the players. I hate to see what the training grounds are like these days. They must, after the storm, I mean, that place must have got destroyed.
Yeah, but love that for Everton. Quick one, you said earlier, Liverpool, you feel it's a good thing. I thought, I went the other way. I was like, in an already tight fixture, where are they going to fit it in?
Well, exactly that, because you got Champions League coming up, and we're top of the Champions League table. So you've got the next 16 or the next whatever the next round is. I keep going through the Champions League structure, and I still don't understand it properly.
Yeah. Plus, you're gonna have League Cup, and Liverpool are good. You're gonna qualify in the FA Cup. Yeah. So you're gonna have all of that, and then you're gonna have to squeeze this in somewhere. It's gonna be one of those 1 day, 2 day turnaround things. I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope not.
Me too. But then, we have those injured players back. I see Chiesa, Federico Chiesa. He scored for the under-21s during the week. Last week he's looking good again, so he may be back in the mix.
He's a proper player. All right, so that one got called off. What happens in that case? We must ask Phil. What happens if a bet gets called off?
It just goes dead. So but I know on the sheet it just says they changed the odds. Although they didn't change the odds for this one for me, which was quite nice of them.
So I must, but we must ask him when or whoever we get in on Friday is
Thursday.
Thursday, excuse me. What happens? Does it become a four swing parlay now?
Yeah.
Would I still win my money for getting 4 bets right?
Yeah, I also think that Betway have got a thing called BetSure, which is almost like an insurance thing. If you take a multi-bet, and you hear this in some of the promos being played, you get insurance if you miss on 4 or 5 of them. You get insurance. You did get some money back, not all of it back, but you do get some back.
All right, let's move on to our next game. What was the next one?
Villa Southampton. I lost this one. I went with both teams to score at 1.64, and obviously Villa beat Southampton 1-0. I thought Villa were pretty good value for it. It wasn't a great game of football. It was, it was neither here nor there. Southampton, I still have hope that they won't get relegated. I don't think that they deserve to be relegated. They look like a good team.
Armstrong missed an absolute sitter. I thought your bet was going to hit as soon as he and oh my god, 1-on-1 finish it. But that's why you're at Southampton, I guess. Let's call it what it is. All right, so we didn't win on that one. We lost because it was 1-0, and Kev went with the both teams to score.
Yeah, And I went with both teams to score in Palace City. That was 2-2. Just a manic game.
Wow.
No sense of control in it. Palace, we keep talking about then their potential. And they're moving slowly up. They're getting up. There. I think everyone's above United now. I think they're pretty close to Brighton. They may have gone over Brighton because Brighton lost at the weekend. So yeah, but Palace, I'm gonna look at Palace for value in terms of these bets as the season goes on, because I think they're good value.
They're settling down. People are coming back now. Chaloba's starting to settle in. You've got Guehi, who's starting to play really, really well. Munoz. I think they're a good side, and they got a really, really good coach. And they're hitting our bets. So you got to love that. I'm into that. So 2-2 there. Kev went both teams to score. Am I correct?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that was 1.73. So it was a safer sort of option. I could have gone City 1.57. They were the favourites over Crystal Palace 5.4. I might take Palace to win in another weekend. And then I went to the Bundesliga, Mönchengladbach versus Borussia Dortmund. I lost it. I went with Dortmund to win at 2.6, and they didn't. They drew 1-1.
Nuri Sahin not happy at all. I saw his press conference. Very handsome bastard, that guy. Very, very handsome. Turkish-German guy, super player in his time now. Moved to the manager. He was not happy at all. At all. So if you have a chance to go and see his press conference on YouTube, go and look at it, because he feels like his team is letting themselves down, letting us down as well. By the way, you've missed. You're losing our parlay. It's December time now, especially for me as an eligible bachelor. I need all the money I can. Trying to find love on these streets, and the only way I think I'll be able to find love is to win bets so that I can take people on dates. I mean, what is Nuri Sahin doing here? But he's not happy. Mönchengladbach, cracking goal, by the way.
Yeah.
I did see the highlights there. That Mönchengladbach goal, absolute bloody cracker. Moving over to Girona, by the way, I'm not sure if you know this, but Pep Guardiola's brother is part of the ownership group there.
At Girona? There's a lot of cyclists were based there, or are based there. I know Darryl Impey was based there, Rob Hunter, Lance Armstrong.
Oh.
Dare not mention that.
Well, he's got a nice podcast, though. His podcast is cool.
Yeah, he's got a podcast, but he's not there anymore. He's in Aspen. In
Colorado. Now, let me tell you something about Aspen, Colorado. Kev, oh my God. Other than the big bears, so I saw a bear once when I went hiking there, but that might be the lifestyle capital of the world in terms of hiking. So that's big mountains, like 5,500 meter mountains. It's bliss, and also you can hide there because it's very hippie. It's like it's super, super progressive. So Lance Armstrong can hide there, and everybody will just forgive him and probably, I don't know, meditate or whatever.
Hunter S. Thompson, the great journalist, used to hang out there.
Well,
he had it called Owl Creek Farm, I think it was called.
Have you seen Hunter S. Thompson's day ever before? Yeah. So there's a reason you live in Colorado. Hunter S. Thompson. It might be the most liberal place I've ever been to. I've never been to Berlin, but that place is like, wow. So I get why Lance Armstrong's there. But let's pivot out of Lance Armstrong. Girona against Real Madrid.
Yeah, they hosted Real Madrid. I went straight with Real Madrid to win, and they did turn up at 1.71. They won 3-0. Goals from Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, and Arda Güler. And at the same time, Barcelona started again. They drew 2-0 Real Betis. Yeah, they're just not looking great at the moment. And the Real Madrid, I think they cut it down to the lead to 4 points now. But Hans Flick is in a bit of trouble there. He's struggling to get that team to click like they did at the beginning of the season.
If you are just joining us, it is Kev's Betway Bet. We are just reviewing our bets from the weekend, and the Real Madrid result on the weekend was obviously positively for a Real Madrid fan. Barcelona need to be careful here, because Hansi Flick, by the way, this is what happened at Bayern Munich, is he doesn't get less demanding. You know, when things go wrong, is people tend to go softy. He gets more. And this troubled him, and Kimmich fell out, you know, and it was a big part of him having to leave, because him and Neuer fell out as well, is when he's losing, he's got a very, he's quite temperate. It's like, he's the quintessential German. This is what I am. Yeah. I'm not changing. You're going to need to change. And in Barcelona, where the players are a little more, let's say, godlike, is the players are going to have to learn that this is no longer a holiday with Xavi and Pep Guardiola, where he's one of us and he's Catalan. Yeah. This guy means business. So Rafinha and the boys are going to have to do something there.
Yeah, I think, is it Jamal, the youngster? I think he's still carrying a knock.
Injured,
he's still out, and he's a big loss for them. And 17 years old, you think, why is this kid the fulcrum of my team? When you go back to Madrid, and Bellingham's looking okay, Mbappe's starting to find himself. And I think if Mbappe starts flying, And showing that it's not Vinicius Junior's team, not solely alone. Everyone keeps focusing on him. Same way it wasn't always it wasn't Ronaldo's team.
Yeah.
So he wants if he gets that change doing, and he gets that change going rather, then I think you'll see a different side of Mbappe.
Quick little dilemma is Vinicius is out right now. You're probably going to see the best of Mbappe because that's where Mbappe wants to play. He wants to pick the ball up on the left, and we know what he can do. He's got those dazzling feet, and I mean, he'll smash it in the top corner with the near post or far post. So a little bit of a dilemma there. Also, Rodrigo's back now. Yeah. So Rodrigo, that's nice rotation. Arda Güler starting to settle in. So the great Carlo Ancelotti, come on, we can't be doubting him. So we win that bet 3-0 Real Madrid. 10 Rand would have got you $195, huh?
That's right, yeah. And I remember we had Baba on Twitter on the show, the legendary commentator.
Yeah.
So he gave us 5 bets on Thursday. He's a Betway ambassador. And he went, Amazulu against TS Galaxy. Amazulu are going to win. Lost. So he said they're going to draw.
Yeah.
And they lost 1-0. Pirates Al Ahly. Ahly don't win in South Africa. 0-0.
Yeah.
Loss. Everton Liverpool got called off, so he went for Liverpool to win anyway. Chelsea Spurs, he won. He went with Chelsea, and then Arsenal against Fulham, he went with Arsenal to win, and it was a loss. So he got 1 out of his 4 that were played.
And we got 2, 50% hit rate.
1, 2, 3.
3.
1, 2. We got 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
My counting's really getting bad.
So, Kev, I wouldn't blame you. I mean, I personally blame Dortmund for playing like nonsense, and so does their coach, by the way. He was not happy at all there. That's Kev's Betway bets. They have been reviewed. Obviously, winners know when to stop. I think that's really important. But I love it. I love to get stuck in because it gives you some juice, some skin in the game. You got to get some skin in the game. Next up, we'll speak to Nate. Nate puts his own money down as well. He's happy to have a punt. He's an enthusiastic runner. Love that. Huge Chelsea fan. Nothing wrong with that. And just an all-round sports punter. We'll have a word with Nate. 60 seconds.
You're listening to Omnisport Africa, where Africa comes to play. On your phone, data free on the MTN network in South Africa. T's and C's apply, and online at omniaudio.africa.
Prepare for blast off in the Betway exclusive crash game, Red Rocket. Place your bets, watch the rocket soar, and cash out before it jets into space. The longer you wait, the higher the multiplier climbs, leading to out-of-this-world wins that can reach an astronomical 3 million Rand. Bet on Red Rocket and get way more, only at Betway. Betway is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. NRGP counseling line 0800 006 008. All events are fixed odds betting games.
All right, joining us now, Nate Goodall. If he's Nate, you're a Chelsea fan. Let's quickly start off. How are you feeling when Kukurea slips for the second time? Kulusevski does his thing yesterday.
Oh my word! And you know what? He actually had he warmed up with those boots, eh? And the commentator was like, just take responsibility for what you're doing, right? So, but when he slipped, he actually had a great game after those 2 slips because he gave the assist for Sancho's equalizer, and I think he's the heartbeat of that defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, with the hair going everywhere is you know what I love, Nate. When he ran off, he's blaming the coach. I don't know if you saw that. He's giving the technical staff a hard time. I bloody couldn't believe it. I'm like,
exactly.
What are you talking about? This is not under 6. But we love that, a great turnaround, and this is why we love the beautiful game and football, rugby, cricket, whatever it may be. Now, Nate, you don't mind a bet, a punt here and there. Why do you bet, and how successful would you say you are when you play the game?
Okay, why does anyone bet, right? They want the money, right? So I love the I love the cash out. I love the cash I love the cash out, and I also love the thrill. Okay, the thrill of betting at 2 o'clock in the morning on the Brazil game and waking up in the morning and getting that SMS and saying, hey, you won.
Love it.
Right? So that's why I bet. And how successful I've been. Recently I've had a bad run. I don't know if there's muti on me.
You have to go and see your sangom. It's important to consult your sangom and make sure that nobody's got.
I think I need to go wash in a river, white river. Or
yes. to go and cleanse. So our producer Mdu's a Zulu guy, and his people are into it. So I can put you in touch. And he can put you in touch with the people that are that have a direct conversation, Namadlozi, because that is important. Because I do want you to make lots of money for December. Let me ask you this though: for in terms of deciding how to bet, because so my rule is I don't bet on Chelsea, and I don't bet on the Springboks because my heart is too deep in those. So that's my rule.
Sure.
Do you have any rules in place in terms of how you place a bet? How do you decide how to place your bet?
So I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to betting. So I do my homework like for 1 or 2 days, believe it or not. I read every single article, every single blog, which hasn't been working, like I said. But in terms of guessing for the bet, I go with form. I never bet on Leipzig. Oh my word. And Fiorentina. Those teams irk me. They're like up and down, right? But I never bet. I sometimes never want to bet with my heart. One guy told me, a security guard, I asked him for advice because sometimes, you have that, hey, what do you think about this game? He says, just go with your heart. So that one day I went with my heart. I think I won like 1,500 Rand off of 10 Rand. So it actually depends, right? So, but I do read a lot. I go with form. I do guess at times. But it's hard to how can I say, guess these games. So I tried even basketball, believe it or not. That was the worst ever.
Yeah,
you cannot bet on basketball.
It's like betting cricket.
yeah.
No, it's I totally get you. Basketball is especially in the regular season because the guys sit out and there's just all sorts of things. Kev, what you got from Mr. Nate?
Nate, have you had any big wins? I mean, I noticed that when you're at Pirates, you don't really splash out the cash buying rounds of beer. So, what's the most you've won on a weekend? What's been your biggest win?
I would say $5,000 for $20.
Jeez, that's
yeah,
pretty good.
$5,000 for $20. But I sat at the phone. Like, there's no conversation that's coming up. I'm waiting to cash out.
Because it does give you some skin in the game, huh?
Yeah, it does. And you know what? You actually become a bit of a recluse because you're like sitting on your own. You're looking at your phone. So, yeah, I'm not saying that I'm an addict. It's just saying, FYI.
I need to tell you, I told our friend Rodney this yesterday. So I put also big 10 Rand bet on one of the stupid returns, like R1,000,000. And I got offered a cash out of 198 Rand. So I said, let me hold on. And Rodney's going, no, cash out. So I held on to after the games in the afternoon, after the Liverpool game had been cancelled. Got a cash out of 2,400 Rand.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah,
living large.
Please take me to a pantry.
Yes. No, lunch on Kevin. I'll see you there. I'll text you after
Bring your hot crust bun.
I'll text you after the show. If you're just joining us, Nate Goodall, a man who enjoys a punter. We are currently on Kev's Betway Bets, reviewing exactly how things went and how things have gone for Nate and all that out there. There's nothing like skin in the game. I mean, there are very few things that give me the rush. And I don't bet more really than like $100, right? I've got a budget for the month that I bet on. And I don't go over my budget. But there's nothing in life that can give me the juice of a bet hitting. It doesn't matter whether it's $500, $10. There's just, as you say, nothing like it. From this previous weekend, Nate, give us your bet from the weekend. What hit, what didn't, or where did you go this weekend?
United. All I'm going to say is United. United killed my bets. Yeah. Oh, my word. I had all the favorites to win, home games. I think Bayern won. Dortmund also killed one of my bets because they drew.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Leipzig won. So, yeah, United killed me yesterday and Leicester came back. So, yeah, that's me. That's pantry money gone.
Quite the comeback there. I mean, Leicester were unreal. Jamie Vardy, the guy doesn't age.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite strikers, outside of Harry Kane and the greats that played for England. I think... what's his name? Talking about now.
Jamie Vardy.
So I went blank. Jamie Vardy, sorry. He came through all the leagues in England, right? So he's one of my favorite players. So I'm happy for Leicester, but I'm not happy for my bet.
Hey, that's how you got to watch football as well. You find yourself sometimes, even as a Chelsea fan, cheering for Tottenham if you put money on Tottenham. So I hear you. I totally hear you there. I mean, you're a big-time Chelsea guy, and Enzo Maresca is saying we are not title contenders, but just 4 points off the lead, and it's the first week in December. What are your thoughts? Are you starting to feel it a bit, or what are you saying for the title?
As a fan, yes, I'm excited. But I like he's keeping a level head for the young team that he has. He did say the fans should dream, but he's keeping them grounded, which I like. I like that Poch. Also, he did set like a nice foundation for Chelsea, but Maresca has just taken us to another level this season.
I agree.
I think that Lavia boy yesterday was on fire. Oh, what a dream! What a dream to watch.
What a player!
Yeah, sure.
But you're good.
Yeah, so up the Chelsea, man. Let's see, top 4. I think we could end top 4, and I hope we can win the Conference League there.
Yeah,
I mean the conference.
Well, whatever it may be.
So that's the cheap cup.
It is the cheap cup. Kev, go ahead.
So, and I'll sideshow Bob Cucurella. Whenever he slipped, you're a bit worried, but he banged himself in the head and he sorted himself out. But you've got Cole Palmer. You've got is Jackson. Did he play this weekend? I didn't see.
He played. He started.
Yeah.
Okay, not great.
Yeah, he played. He actually played very well.
You're not his biggest fan, are you?
Look, last season he was adapting. This season, very good. Runs the lines well. Reads the game. And he's a very good number 9 in terms of starting the press from up front. So I like Jackson. I like Jackson this season. And like I said, Lavia is my guy.
I was going to say, okay, so that's your guy. That's the man who's impressed you, huh?
Yeah. But I'm a Cucurella fan. I'm a big Cucurella fan.
No, me too. I do like him, and I like a bit of the shithousery that he's got going on. You know, with people pulling his hair. Everything about him just makes you I'll always say this. In South Africa, my favorite term might be Murmei gesig. He's got that, where it's like,
yeah.
If he's on your team, you love him, and if he's not, he's a bloody bastard, and you want to wring his hair quite literally.
Yeah, you want to.
I mean, the guy got the red card last week, right? For pulling his hair.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't even like a full-on pull.
No, absolutely. All right, Nate Goodall joining us, giving us his betting tips. Nate, what you got for us this coming week? You got any little tips that we should be looking out for?
All right, so Champions League week. Right, so like I said, do not bet on any Italian.
Okay, noted. So no Italian teams. Noted. Okay.
But I'm definitely going for Atalanta win at home. They're playing Real Madrid. I know it's a big one. But Atalanta is sitting, I think they're top of Serie A, if not second. Mm-hmm. Not going with Leipzig, not going with PSG. That's another one of the teams. Do not bet on PSG, guys.
Don't bet. So no but Italian teams, no PSG.
And no PSG. But other than that, I'm going with Atalanta.
Atalanta score, or have you decided what bet you're putting down there?
Atalanta 2-0.
Atalanta 2-0. Okay, so straight up victory for Atalanta. That's a tip. Don't give him all your tips. You know what I mean? You don't give him everything.
I'm writing these down.
I can't.
Yeah, no. I can't.
I just had to give you one, just in case. I told you I need to get this voodoo off me.
It's how you keep.
So that's a Tuesday game.
Tuesday game, yeah.
That's a Tuesday game, but just for Wednesday, which is slightly better odds. I think Milan, Arsenal's playing Benfica, Dortmund and Barcelona. That could be a good one. Juventus, Man City, Stuttgart, young boys. So there could be some good home wins for like the likes of Atletico Madrid, AC Milan, Arsenal, Benfica, and of course your Feyenoord team there.
Juventus, Man City. Where are you going there?
Juventus draws a lot. Man City's in a slump. Big draw. 2-2.
Big draw. All right, so both sides to score. The score draw. All right, love to hear that.
Score draw.
Nate Goodall, huh? A Chelsea fan. Nothing wrong with that. Long live to up the Chelsea. There's nothing wrong with Stamford Bridge. And long live to Enzo Maresca and to Nate Goodall. Nate, appreciate your time this morning, bro. Keep on having a good time. And listen, by the way, Kevin's a Big J journalist. He's written this down. We will be getting back to you. If you lose me and Kevin money, we will be coming to find you.
I know, but I know where he'll be.
Okay, all right. No, good to know. Nate, appreciate you this morning, brother.
Thank you guys for hosting me.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love
it. Bye.
There is nothing like the rush. There's nothing. You know, love being with my family, love all this other stuff, but there's nothing quite like a bet hitting.
Yeah, no, not at all. And Nate's one of those fun guys. He's a member of the Pirates Running Club. He ran his first marathon this year.
Fantastic.
And I think he did a 3:40 or just over 4 hours.
Hey, that's proper.
Yeah, and then he struggled, and he did the one. It's out, not Sabi, out in Mpumalanga way, and it was up and down, but mainly down, and the down bit knackered him. But he's a good guy, good fun, good crack.
And I mean, marathoner, nothing wrong with that. A good crack, a good laugh, as they say. Having a bubble is Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, they're a great big lark, is what they are. I mean, bloody hell. A question of the day, Kev, is Spurs last won a major trophy in 2008. What was the trophy and who was the manager?
Juan de Ramos, and it was the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, which is a very big cup because Liverpool won it a lot.
It is a very big cup, depending whether you win it or not. I'm glad you added the reason why the Carabao Cup is a massive one. They got Juan de Ramos. Remember, he was unbelievably successful at Sevilla and then came to Spurs, and then Spursed him as it's done to so many. So that is your answer there. Juan de Ramos in 2008, last winning it for Spurs. Spurs' result, I think, of the season. You're 2-0 up at home.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
2-0 up at home. Kevin's had enough. I've had enough. Quite frankly, that is enough for today. Juan de Ramos' last winning 2008. By the way, a quick one, Spurs fans. Audi Cup doesn't count. That's a friendly that you organize at home every single season. Doesn't count. Does not count. That's it for today. Join us tomorrow for the latest in sport from Africa and around the world.
Omnisport Breakfast with MKT and Kevin McCollum on Omnisport Africa.